Okay, we're studying Earth's resources. And we have a dogfight in the neighborhood. We're studying Earth's resources, and one of the most valuable resources that we have on planet Earth is our soil. Now, when we look at Virginia's resources, which is what we're studying here in 4th grade, we have a multitude of natural resources, iron, all kinds of other ores, rocks, minerals, our forest, our watersheds, and our soils are some of our more important resources. Soil is an important resource worldwide, and it's quite frequently a mismanaged resource. It takes a long time to develop good, fertile soil for farming. Most of our land on the planet isn't arable, meaning that it can't be used for agricultural purposes. Some of it's borderline and can be made better. Soil is one of the interesting resources that can be replenished, it can be renewed, and it can be improved. And not a lot of our natural resources can say that. But it can also be depleted, and once it's gone, it's tens of thousands, if not even longer, before it can be restored. So there are places in the world where they don't manage their resources well, they don't manage their land well, and then they lose their soil, and they no longer have arable land, and they're just kind of stuck. So it's an important resource that we need to kind of be aware of. When we look at our soils here in Virginia, we get some variation in them. There's a little bit of clay mixed in. You can see this soil here. It's a little wet, but when I squeeze it like that, it kind of sticks together. And that soil has been added. Things have been added to it, but it's got some clay in it. This is a soil right from in the forest, and you can see it's got a lot of organic material in here. Most of our soils are made up of leaves, decaying pieces of plants, and a little bit of topsoil. It looks like there might be a little sand in there, and it sticks together pretty well, but not quite as well as that soil that we've added things to. And that's an important point. You can add things to soil and make it better. Now, this is a soil that's actually one of our little home garden mixes, and you can see it's got some additives in here. You can see it looks way different. First of all, it's very black on top, isn't it? It's a little mix of some topsoil, a little bit of cow manure, and a little bit of peat moss all mixed together, and that's a good organic mix. And the difference between soil components and soil additives are generally components are natural. They're things like pieces of decaying leaves, peat moss, manure, natural organic elements that you're going to find out there in nature, components rather than elements actually, that you're going to find in nature. And additives, they can be natural or they can be artificial, like some of your artificial fertilizers that you get in stores, and they're fine too. They'll help improve your soil. But long term, you want to make your soil better, this is what you're looking to do. You're looking to get these organic components in there and get the soil cycle super stimulated, and you can improve your soil that way. And then you can end up with a soil like this that's moist, it retains water well, but it's still loose enough so that plants can grow in it, the roots can move through it, and they can get the nutrients that they need from it. So while you're out there looking around, think about it. Think about how important soil is, because without it, we don't have plants, we don't have trees, and without those things, we don't have food for animals, shelter for animals, we don't have shelter for ourselves, for homes, and everything is interdependent. Everything's kind of connected together, and soil's kind of where it all begins. It's one of the most important natural resources that we have, and it's important. So while you're out there looking around your neighborhood, take a look at some soil. Look at it, see if you can figure out what it's made of, how it could be made better, and remember, it's an important resource that we all need to take care of.